So this video is gonna be a little bit different. Monty's gonna be looking that way for the entire video, I guess. Usually the products that I talk about in videos are the ones that do the best in my testing, but today I'm gonna let Jeff Bezos tell me what the 5 best-selling cases are. These are the best-selling cases on Amazon. And then we're gonna compare all these cheap cases to what I think are better cases. First up, the Torres Magnetic Guardian. This is a $40 single layered case. It's got a nice soft rubber coating on it, but it's kind of a finger grease magnet. Everything just looks very schmeary, but it does handle very, very nice. The corners are slightly raised, which helps with protection, and there's a slight taper along the case edge, which helps when you're doing this. The case relies on air pockets for drop protection, and there's a lanyard attachment point if you want to attach this to your body. For me, the standout feature are the removable floating buttons. Torres gives you 3 sets of buttons, so you can kind of customize the look of your phone depending on if you like black, red, or yellow. Again, this is a pretty good case. Next up, let's talk about the Tauri Case. This is a $30 case, and it's a 2+2+1. It's a 5-in-1 case according to Tauri. You have 2 screen protectors and 2 camera lens protectors on top of the case. That's such a great deal, right? This is equivalent to getting a half-off coupon for gas station sushi that's already like 2 days old. Now the handling of the case isn't terrible. It's got TPU edges, but it's very thin, and the back is very slick, which is why I had to put my phone grip on it. The protection, get back here, we're not done working. It's not gonna offer much. It is so incredibly thin. Last thing I will note is that this case has absolutely no branding whatsoever. And some of you might think that's a great thing, but the truth of the matter is that this is just a cheap AliExpress case, and Tauri spent a bunch of money with their packaging. And if you're wondering, this is what the included camera lens protector looks like. It looks terrible. Next up, the Mkeke Case. Why? How would you guys pronounce that? Now this is a $17 case, and from my perspective, the case is cheap, but the shape of it is decent. And by shape, I mean oversized corners that helps the device sit in your palm easier. It's got tapered edges, so when you're going left to right with your phone, your thumbs aren't gonna run into the edges as much. And the back is raised so that the clear back doesn't scratch as much, and it doesn't slide around as much. This case has no frills, no extras. It's just a cheap, clear, thin polycarbonate backed case. This case does warp quite easily. As I said, it's $17 on Amazon.com. On Amazon.ca, I had to pay $33 for it. But Monty, what's the conversion price? Oh, right, it's $23, so, you know, $10 Canada tax? All right, let's talk about stuff from ESR. This $25 case is gonna be one of the cheapest MagSafe cases you can get for your iPhone. And let's be honest, MagSafe is pretty important. But at $25, you do get what you pay for. It's an incredibly thin case. Case edges are really loose. And the back of the case is mildly raised so that, well, the back doesn't get scratched up as much. That's literally all I can describe about this case. It's a really cheap case, but it has the MagSafe rings, which makes it kind of useful. First time watching my videos, make sure you hit the notification bell so that every single time Monty attempts to escape from work, you get notified. All right, worst for last. The SpiderCase. This is $13, and it was sold to me as a 7-in-1 case. And the 7-in-1 includes 3 screen protectors and 3 camera lens protectors. But the package only included 2. This case is terrible. The buttons are incredibly stiff. The back is extremely smooth, so it does this. This case is like the BOGO for the free sushi that you're about to get that's already 2 days old. Only to find out that the second one is an extra day older. I will say that this case is probably, don't worry buddy, going to be the toughest one out of this grouping, and it doesn't even have MagSafe. This case seems like the outcome of a TikTok like side hustle video, and somebody was just like, I'm going to buy all these cheap cases, throw a bunch of crap into this box and sell it as a 7-in-1. This is the SpiderCase. There's no branding on this case. There's no branding on the box. The only thing that has the word SpiderCase is the Amazon UPC code. But what do you expect for $13? So if you're looking at these Amazon cases and you're like, hey, I don't think they're that terrible, the one thing I need you to consider is that 3 of 5 cases do not have any MagSafe compatibility. Honestly, getting a case that doesn't have MagSafe is like buying a brand new car in 2023 that doesn't have Bluetooth or backup cameras. So how do all these cheap cases compare against more expensive cases? So let's take these cheap cases and compare it against my highest rated thin case, the Kotobi sheath. Now most of these cases have extremely loose edges. This is bad news for your iPhone because stuff's gonna get in and it's gonna scratch the edges of your device. Terrible. These are the edges on the Kotobi sheath. They are a lot tighter. You might be thinking that's because this is a thicker case. It's not. This case is 1.8 millimeters thick, Most of these cases are about 2. Another thing to consider are the buttons. The Caudaby sheath buttons work incredibly easily, but buttons on like the SpiderCase are incredibly tough. And the difference between the two is that Caudaby takes the time to thin out the case areas where the buttons are so that you get that really nice response. Cheap case manufacturers do not do that. So that's the 2 biggest differences between these cheap cases and my preferred thin case. How about some of the tougher clear cases? From Casetify and Mouse. Biggest difference are the number of layers. These ones have 2, these ones have 3. This is the Mkeke case, it's just TPU. Mouse case, thicker TPU, doesn't bend as much, and the green stuff on the inside, that's TPE. TPU is very shock absorbent, TPE is like the super shock absorbing cousin. So in a drop, this case with its multiple layers is gonna offer your iPhone a lot more protection. The Casetify and Mouse cases, they're about 2.5 millimeters thick. Again, everything else is about 2 millimeters thick. So yeah, you just got more stuff with these cases to offer better drop protection. Second thing I'll mention is that these cases twist really easily. That is not a good thing for your iPhone. But if you compare it against these Casetify cases, a lot more rigid, so your iPhone's gonna stay in the case longer. But here's the thing, none of these cases, none of these expensive cases are like 5-in-1s or 7-in-1s. Like these cases are like 20 bucks, these cases are gonna be 60, 70, 80. And you might be thinking, why not just get the cheaper one with all the extra free stuff? The free sushi that comes with the Tauri and SpiderCase products, I tested those screen protectors and they broke on average at 190 newtons, which puts it at number 29 out of 30 for all the screen protectors that I've tested in the last year. That's terrible. And the edge strength of those screen protectors, 20 out of 30. So a little better, but not great. Because at the end of the day, you're really not getting a deal with these really cheap cases, you're just paying for a lot of junk. Okay, so with all that being said, if I had to choose Monty's paw to my head, which ones would I choose? Again, MagSafe is very, very important to me, so I'd go with either the ESR case or the Torres case. But this Torres case is actually $40 listed on Amazon, which is a far cry from much better protective cases if you pay an extra $20 more, which is not a lot of money when you consider that if you mess up your iPhone and you got Apple Care, that's a $100 deductible. So spend the extra money to get a better product. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. First time watching it, hit the subscribe button. If you plan on getting these 2 preferred Amazon cases, make sure you use my links. Amazon, none of these companies are paying me to do this video, so it's just like, you know, help me out to keep this channel what it is. Unbiased reviews. That's kind of all I got. Thanks for watching.